Sorry for the delay. Just give me 1 minute. So we'll start with the Kirtan. So you can close your eyes. Lights can be turned off. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Beats are not required. I'm saying people have taken out the beats. Yeah, there's Kirtan, so we can just hear. You can hear me and then you can repeat it next time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Last time, everyone together, loudly from the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. योग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। Just 1 minute. There is some problem with this. Okay. So we will start with the prayers till the time the PPT comes up. So I'll chant, you can repeat after me. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Welcome everyone to this fifth session, right? There's a fifth session. Okay, how many have attended all the four sessions? Four hands. And three sessions? Okay, three hands. And then two sessions? One session. Okay. Now you will be two. Good, nice. So all participants are sincere. And even though it is raining, it has started raining. So I think whoever has come has come. The room is, I mean, it'll be. So we'll be starting today's session. It's a very, very nice, amazing, eye-opening session. We'll be discussing from Bhagavad Gita mainly. And before starting, let's express our gratitude to the founder Acharya of ISKCON, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, by whose divine mercy we all get this opportunity, we all get the strength. Because Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee of the Lord. So the acharyas, they come, they descend from the material, from the spiritual world to the material world on a mission. We have so many acharyas in four different sampradayas. So the acharyas come on a mission to establish dharma. Sometimes the Lord comes himself, as Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, right? Where he tells that whenever glani happens, when dharma glani happens, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, and then he tells that I descend personally, yuge yuge, every yuga. And then many times he sends his pure devotees, the acharyas. So they come, the pure devotees come as acharyas, and they teach the whole world how to practice spirituality. They remind the spirit souls that you have forgotten your relationship with the Lord. What are you doing? You're struggling in this material world so hard. So please revive your relationship with the Lord. Be happy. So so the acharyas come to provide us permanent happiness, the way to get permanent happiness. And they give us clarity in terms of scriptures, shastric understanding. They teach by their own examples. That's why they are called acharya. Acharya means one who teaches by his own example, by his own achar. Achar means his own behavior, his own practices. So firstly, so they show practically that how to practice spirituality by their own behavior, by their own life. So like that, so Srila Prabhupada, one time one astrologer, he mentioned, he looked at the chart of Srila Prabhupada and then he mentioned that this person has no past and this person has no future. Has no future means there is no future birth, there is no past birth, only present birth. How is it possible? For all of us, there is an astrological chart where all our astrological calculations are done based on our previous lives. The current state of existence which we have, it is based on our previous lives, whatever we have done previous lives. So, but the acharyas, they come, they don't have any future births. They just appear from the spiritual world, they descend like the Lord, and they go back. They again go back to the spiritual world. So let's be grateful to Srila Prabhupada. By his mercy, we can all understand these subject matters nicely. We all are getting strength by their mercy. They have given us this setup. He has given us a setup that we can sit. So today's topic, what is today's topic? Mind your mind. Very, very nice topic. Very fundamental. We'll understand our own position today. Where are we? Where do we stand in our current position? And also we'll understand how the mind works. And then finally we'll understand about the solution. We'll discuss about the solution, how to actually regulate or control the mind. Okay. I'll start with one question. How many of you hear multiple voices coming from within? How many of you hear multiple voices? Many times, many voices will be coming. Where sometimes the mind or the heart will be saying, or the intelligence will be saying that do this. Suddenly, the another instance, the mind will say, no, don't do this. These will be the consequences. Then you will start analyzing, and again some other voice will come from within. So multiple voices at the same time. Sometimes they may be contradictory also, right? How many of you experience this? Hmm. Today we'll try to understand why this happens. Okay, why this happens. So we'll start with the nature of the mind, how the mind works. So we'll start with one shloka. Please repeat after me. This is a very nice shloka. We'll try to understand how the mind is very, very powerful and very, very subtle. Okay. Let's recite. Please repeat after me. This is from 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu khammano buddhirev cha ahankara iti yam me भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा. We have already discussed this shloka. Do you remember? Anybody remembers this? Anytime? In our last 4 sessions, one of the sessions we have discussed. Right? In second session, exploring the inner self, we discussed about this. 8 types of material elements, material energy, right? Today we'll try to analyze it even more deeper. Okay. How many? So, okay, let me turn on the pointer. So these are the 8 material energies of the Lord. And that day we have discussed that we can divide it into 2 categories. What are the 2 categories? Subtle and gross. Gross and subtle. What are the gross elements here? First 5: earth, water, fire, air, ether. And the subtle elements are remaining 3: mind, intelligence, false ego. Today we'll try to understand. We'll try to analyze it more deeper. That day we didn't do that. When it comes to ether, let's start from the last. So first let's discuss about the gross elements. Okay. We'll start from ether, then we'll go back. Air, then fire, then water, then earth. Try to pay attention on this, whatever I'm saying. So when we talk about ether, the ether activates one of the senses, and which is hearing or sound, because sound can travel in the space, logically speaking. So whenever ether comes into existence, it activates sound, it activates hearing, the sense of hearing. Okay, is clear? Then when we come to air, one more sense is activated. What is that? Huh? No. It is feel, touch, because whenever you see the air touches your body, you can feel the sensation. You can feel the sense of touch or feeling a sense of touch. So another sense is activated when air comes into existence. Now, ether had activated sound, hearing, the sense of hearing or sound. When air comes into existence, then what is activated? Touch, the sense of touch or feeling. But does air also carries this particular sense of sound? Because whenever the air or the wind blows, there is sound also. Air produces sound or the wind produces sound. It means the air has both the qualities to give a sense of touch and to produce sound. You understand? So whenever we go higher and higher to more and more elements, we'll see that the previous senses will be included. And there's one more new sense is activated by that element. Okay, let's go to fire now. Fire, it activates one more sense. What is that? Can we see fire? Okay, we'll come to that warmth. Can we see fire? Whenever we burn something, the flames are coming out. Flames come out, so we can see fire. It means the sense of seeing, sight, also gets activated when fire comes into picture. Now, the previous 2 senses, what were they? Sense of touch and sound. Sound and sense of touch or feeling. Are they included in fire? What do you think? Apart from sight, how can you justify sense of touch is there in fire? Warmth, as you mentioned, right? So because whenever the fire is there, we feel warmth. It means sense of touch, experience or feeling is also there. What about sense of sound or hearing? Huh? Okay, let's say the fire is burning. Let's say the fire is burning and flames are coming out. Have you heard the sound of the flames? Yeah. So sound will carry sound. Sorry, fire will carry sound also. It will give us a sense of touch, the feeling also, experience also, and it will have sight also. It will activate the sense of sight, seeing. We can see fire. Now, because air cannot be seen, ether cannot be seen, but sense of seeing can be activated by fire. Now, when we go higher to the next element, material gross element, water, another sense is activated. What is that? Taste. Taste is activated. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita that I am the taste of water. Raso vayam apsu kaunteya. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, O kaunteya, O Arjuna, I am the taste of water. Taste. Whenever we drink water, now I was drinking water. So we can just observe whenever we are drinking water. Just try to observe that you'll feel some taste. Otherwise, we cannot drink water. If water doesn't have taste, we cannot drink water. It's not possible because our senses need some pleasure. So water activates the sense of taste also. Now let's try to analyze the previous three. Does the water carry previous three senses? How? What about sense of sound, hearing? When the water flows, we can hear the sound. So water has that sense. What about touch? We can touch the water. We can get the experience, feeling. What about seeing? We can see the water. Right? Simple. So water activates one more sense, but it has all the previous ones. What about earth? Which sense it activates? Huh? Okay, how many senses do we have? The knowledge acquiring senses, 5 senses. What are those? Eyes. With eyes, it is sense of seeing. Then we have ears. We can hear, so sense of hearing is associated with ears. Then we have nose, sense of smelling. Then tongue, sense of taste, and then skin, sense of touch. That's what we are talking about. It's not something new out of the box. So 5 senses. What is remaining? Smell. So whenever earth comes, aroma or smell also gets activated. You have seen now it will be raining, right? So it is raining. Sometimes when it rains, so suddenly you see an aroma comes out of the ground from the soil. So because the earth carries the sense of the smell. You see the flowers, right? The flowers has the smell. From where it comes? It comes from the earth. Because the plant grows from the earth, the plant actually carries that characteristic of smell, and it carries forward and transfer it to the flowers, and flowers propagate it. So that smell is it belongs to whom? It belongs to earth. It's very logical to understand. You understood right, what I said? So flowers, they propagate fragrance. From where the fragrance is coming in flowers? It's coming from earth. Because the base quality of earth is smell, aroma. But earth carries all the 5 or the other 4 senses also. How can you justify? First is sound. Does earth carry sound? Yeah, carry sound. Sound can propagate through earth, and whenever the earthquake comes, you can hear the different plates colliding with each other. And what about feeling or sense of touch? Can we touch? Can we touch the earth? Yeah, it gives the feeling of the sense of touch. What about seeing? Sight. Yes, it has that quality. And finally, what about taste? You can taste soil. It has some taste. And whatever taste comes from in the fruits and vegetables, obviously, the earth also is a factor for that. Simple. So it means whenever we are, so now the point to analyze here, why are we discussing so much about these things? You might be thinking, how is it related to mind? Why is this person talking about these material elements? How is it related? So just try to analyze. We are trying to appreciate different elements in the nature, in the material nature. Just the gross elements are so powerful that they are carrying so many different qualities. Just gross elements. Think about that. Now, just if you think about coming to subtle elements like mind, intelligence, and false ego, just try to imagine how many qualities they will be carrying. How much more powerful those subtle elements will be. If the material elements are so powerful, so intricate, how much the subtle elements will be powerful, detailed, right? So mind is even more subtle than these gross elements. So mind is very, very powerful. Today we'll try to understand that, how the mind works. So this with this shloka we try to understand that how the mind is very, very powerful, very, very subtle, and many, many things associated with the mind, many, many characteristics. Today we'll see. I just give you a feel. Okay. How does the mind work? We'll try to analyze now. Mind works on the principle of likes and dislikes. Many times you must have seen the mind just works on this principle: likes, dislikes. I like this, I don't like this. I like ice cream, go and get one ice cream, order from Blinkit or whatever. I like gulab jamun, purchase gulab jamun. I like to hear this song, so I'll hear this song. I don't like karela, I'll not eat karela. So mind works on the principle of likes and dislikes. Accept, reject. Accept something, reject something, or like, dislike. That's it. How does the intelligence works? What is that? Yes, ability to analyze what? Yes, correct or wrong, right or wrong. Right? This is right, this is wrong. But mind cannot do that. Mind just works on likes and dislikes. Accept, reject. Sankalpa, vikalpa. In Sanskrit, in our scriptures, it is mentioned. We are speaking in English, but in our scriptures, it is mentioned Sankalpa, vikalpa. Vikalpa means reject. Sankalpa means accept. Likes, dislikes. Accept something which I like, reject something which I don't like. That's what my mind does. And intelligence works on the principle of right and wrong. Intelligence will try to understand, try to analyze. No, 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 this is wrong. If you eat more gulab jamun, you will get diabetes. If you eat so much of spicy food, you will get loose motions. Next day, you'll not be able to do mantra meditation. You'll not be able to go to office. You have a deadline tomorrow. How will you be able to achieve that? Your hike will be stopped, will be affected. So that's how the mind or the intelligence will analyze. Okay. Now, question is, on what basis does the mind decide likes and dislikes? On what basis? ऐसे हवा में तो नहीं होगा ना कि I like this, I don't like this. Mind should have some basis on which it acts on this principle that I like this, I don't like this. On what basis mind acts like this? Huh? Yes. So the Sanskrit word, see, we discuss from Shastra, okay, and our Shastras are very practical. They pose reality, and we can relate with it. So the Shastras they tell us that there is an aspect called samskara. Have you heard samskara? Samskara means impression in simple words. Impressions in the mind. How do these impressions come? How do the impressions come into the mind? Get stored in the mind? Huh? By experience. So we have five senses. Just now we discussed. So through the five senses, the mind actually gets information. It gets the information, it carries the signals from outside world, and it creates impressions and stores it inside. And based on those samskaras, those impressions, the mind decides, I like this, I don't like this, accept this, reject this. It's not out of nowhere. It's based on the samskaras which are present in the mind. Clear? Very simple. So impressions are based on what we hear, see, touch, taste, and all those things, based on five senses. Only the advertisement industry is doing. Actually, advertisement industry knows that that we have five senses. All these people have five senses, and they have the minds which will store the impressions. The advertisement industries, what they do, they will give some. They'll try to create some impression through sight, maybe sometimes through sound. They will use taglines like "ये अंदर की बात है," "Life is good," right? So when we hear these taglines, automatically आपके टूथपेस्ट में नमक है? अरे टूथपेस्ट में नमक नहीं है, you useless fellow. You're not utilizing your life fully. Create impressions. And we keep on remembering those taglines, and slowly we get conditioned. The samskara gets stronger and stronger, and that's how the advertisement industry plays with our mind, because they know this, so they are clear with this. We are the people who are not clear, and we are getting influenced, and that's how it works. Buy this product, buy this car, then you will be happy. It's like that. So they try to create impressions through sight, through hearing, or through taste. That's why these people, many people, they will say that okay, try it. For example, test drive or taste. First taste, थोड़ा taste करके देखो ये sweet. As soon as you taste, you like it, then you will immediately impression will be created, and you will keep purchasing. So they try to create impressions. They play around with this. So impressions are very strong, very strong. Samskaras. Okay. So the mind plays with these samskaras. The industry plays with the samskaras, and the mind also plays with the samskaras. What is which tool or which software is the best software to do video editing and to do image editing or video editing and image processing? Which is the best software in the world? How many of you do some videography, photography or something? Huh? Final cut pro. Final cut pro. It's pro, no? Pro edition. Basic will not have many features. Final cut pro. Any other name? Huh? Eddie Hughes. I do not have heard. I don't do photography. Any other name? Photoshop. I heard Photoshop. I'll also contribute to the discussion. There are many softwares actually, but the best software is, yes, it is mind. Because the mind cuts and pastes and edits so many impressions, so many photos, so many videos which we have captured from the outside world, and it actually makes a very nice video, very nice collage. It presents it to us. And that's how we see in our dreams. What happens in dreams? It does this only. The mind does video editing and photo editing. It presents that video to us, presents those images, those thoughts to us. And we take it very seriously. That's not reality. We'll take it very seriously. Mind is very powerful. Very powerful. One very nice example is given in our scriptures. The mind sees a mountain, and the same mind sees, or the same person sees a gold. And what happens? So during the same day, he has seen gold and he has seen a mountain. And then what happens during the night? The mind presents a golden mountain. So like that the mind does. It just cuts and pastes and attaches, makes a collage, presents it. And we take it seriously. So dreams are one example. And there's so many other examples which you can see. Okay. Now we will discuss how these samskaras, how the mind uses these samskaras. Okay, a little bit glimpse we had. Now we'll discuss, and we will have an acronym, so you can remember the acronym. I see so many people are just hearing and not making notes. You'll forget, sure, because Kali Yuga means loss of memory, less memory. Initially, in the earlier ages, people used to be Shruti Dhar. Shruti Dhar. Shruti means hear, Dhar means hold. Dhar means hold. So whenever they used to hear something, they used to always remember throughout their lives. Throughout their lives. People were Shruti Dhar in the earlier ages, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga. But in Kali Yuga, people, because Vedavyas know, Srila Vyasadeva knew that people in this age of Kali, they are very short-lived and they don't have much memory. They cannot remember. They cannot remember what they have eaten, they have taken in the breakfast. Forget about scriptures. Forget about some important points from the session. So that's why Srila Vyasadeva wrote all the scriptures. Earlier, the Vedic knowledge was through hearing. Spiritual master the disciples used to hear, and just that was sufficient. They used to realize also, just by hearing. They used to remember. But nowadays, it's very difficult, so we should make notes. That's a sign of sincerity. So today we'll discuss how the mind uses the samskaras. First is M. We'll have an acronym so you can remember that. And I'll ask you at the end. We'll take a quiz. First is M. M means magnifies the problem. We'll discuss all these in detail. I. I means infinite thoughts. Just try to relate now whenever I'm presenting. N. Never in present, always in future or past. B. Distraction, always distracted. And finally, S. Stress and anxiety. Mind always remains in stress and anxiety. So this is an acronym which we will follow today. Minds. We are discussing about the minds of so many people today. Okay. First, let's discuss about the first one, which is magnifies a problem. It sees a small problem, but it magnifies to a very, very great extent. I'll give you an example. We heard one case where during the COVID time, there was a couple. The wife got COVID. She was infected by COVID. She was hospitalized. The husband, when he came to know that she has got COVID and she's very serious, she's in ICU. The husband was in stress and anxiety. He was completely in morose, completely hopeless. And what happened is the husband, so he admitted the wife to hospital, but because he was so morose, so hopeless, so what happened? The husband got heart attack. He died. The husband died out of heart attack. And what happened is the wife, she recovered from COVID. Now, when she recovered from COVID, she came to know. She asked, "Where's my husband? Where's my husband?" So the doctors told, "Actually, we're very sorry to inform that your husband has passed away because he was so depressed, so distressed because of your condition. He passed away due to heart attack." Can you imagine? So wife got recovered, but the husband magnified the problem so much that my wife has got COVID. What will happen? What will happen? He was in complete anxiety and he got heart attack and he died. But the wife got recovered. So this is how the mind magnifies the problem. Many people they go through the layoff or fired. I know one person. So he's attending our sessions. He got laid off. So, but he didn't lose hope. He's hopeful that whatever is in my karma, it will come anyways. Why to lose hope? If nothing happens, no problem. And life is not ending here. Life doesn't depend on a job or something. If I have to live my life, I'll do something. Something I'll do, and then I'll earn some money and I'll live my life. So the basic needs have to be fulfilled to live life. That's it. That's okay. What's the problem? Life doesn't end with layoff. Life doesn't end with firing or something. No? So he's very open. He's still coming to the session, and he's trying his best to get a new job. So like that, the mind magnifies the problem sometimes and makes it very, 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 very big. Although the problem may not be. Because whenever the solution comes, then we will be thinking that only this much struggle. Yeah, I think so. Surely the situations change because every situation is temporary. In Bhagavad Gita 2.14, Krishna tells, Matra Spashasta Kaunteya Shitoshna Sukha Dukkha Agamo Paino Anityaha Tam Stitikshasva Bharata. It tells that all the situations of this world are temporary. Arjuna, try to understand. Heat and cold, winter, summer, happiness, distress. Many people understand that happiness is temporary. Try to enjoy it. But many people don't understand that distress is also temporary. Distress will also go away one day. And some other happiness will come in life. It's very simple. So a person who reads Bhagavad Gita, he'll be very, very hopeful and very positive. Very, very positive. So that person will never magnify the problem. He will understand the scenarios, he'll be stable in life. So he magnifies the problem. Sometimes a person actually sees the problem and he's able to see problem only in life. He becomes so small in front of the problem. The person becomes so small. He's not able to realize. Many times, there's one more example. In college times, There are some people who study from the beginning. Most of the 95% of the people I know, they will be studying at the end. But there are some people who study in the beginning also, throughout the semester. Some few rare species is there. Still, it is existing. They study throughout the semester. So let's say one very serious student is there and he has studied many chapters. Somehow he didn't get time to study 2 chapters. He was like, it's okay, I've studied 10 chapters, 2 chapters are okay. One question will come, I'll leave it, it's okay. But still, I'll score many, good score, good marks. So another person comes who has studied all the chapters, and he will ask, have you studied everything? Then this person will say, no, I have left 2 chapters. So then what happens? This first fellow, he was about to go to sleep, and the other person entered the room and he asked this question. And this person, when he asked, and he told, oh, you have not studied the other 2 chapters. By the way, those 2 chapters are very important actually. You have left the most important chapters of from the syllabus. Then this first fellow will actually get into anxiety that, my God, if most of the questions come from that chapter, then how will it work? And then he sees this problem so big that he's not able to sleep and he loses all confidence. He has studied 8 chapters. He has studied 8 chapters, but he loses the confidence in that also. And then when he goes to exam, he forgets about those 8 concepts from the 8 chapters also, and then gone. So that's how the problem gets magnified in the mind, and the person is not able to realize that, and he loses all composure. That's how the confidence reduces in life. There's one case study, or there is one survey by World Health Organization (WHO). You can search. This is it's a survey done by WHO, so you can search about it. Today I confirmed whether there is one more survey or not done recently, but actually this was the last survey, the latest survey, which was done in 2015. The reports were released in 2017. Survey was being done in 2015. The reports were released by WHO in 2017. So WHO found that 36% of the people throughout the world are suffering from depression. 36% of the world's population is suffering from depression in 2015. Now we are 10 years or 11 years after this survey. Just imagine if another survey comes, what will be the number? 10 years, 11 years before this was the survey. And out of that, India is at the top. Can you imagine Sone ki Chidiya? Can you imagine the place where there are so many scriptures? There's so much of heritage. But still, we the Indians, so-called Indians, we are chasing after westernization. And that's why we're getting depression. And those so-called Westerners, they are not so-called, the Westerners, they are coming to India and they are exploring the Vedic knowledge. And they are mesmerized by that. Mm-hmm. There are many people who have submitted patents by exploring Ayurveda. Can you imagine? They have read Ayurveda and they have taken some principles and they have done something, they have made something out of that, and they're selling it as products. And they have submitted patents on that. It's granted also. And we, the poor fellows of India, we are chasing after westernization. So-called Western civilization. That's why we are getting into depression. That's why we're getting into depression. Because we have lost our wealth. The last session was what? Reviving the eternal faith on scripture. That's why we had that session. Because we have lost the faith on the scriptures. The scriptures are so practical, so scientific, so amazing. But we are not taking advantage of that. We are not reading Bhagavad Gita only. One time, my mentor, he went to distribute Bhagavad Gitas on the street. So he met one person. He asked, please take Bhagavad Gita. And that person told, Bhagavad Gita वही है ना जिसमें रावण ने सीता को किडनैप किया था. My mentor was on fire. He was like, you poor fellow, you don't know what is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita doesn't talk about Ravan and Sita, right? It's an active dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. You don't even know this. Come on, people don't even know this. Forget about what is written in Bhagavad Gita. People don't know where it exists. Hmm? They don't have the background also. Actual shlokas and actual knowledge is out of the question, out of discussion. This is our current situation, and we are getting into depression because of getting attracted by so-called civilized people. Actually, Indian culture is a very very heritage. We have lost that. That's why we should be very serious about it. Numbers must have increased. 4.5% of India's population was in depression 11 years back or 10 years back. 4.5%. Now it must have increased, must have doubled, or I don't know what is the number. I was actually searching for the latest one. This I found. This is the latest, 10 years back. It's a very pathetic situation. And that's what the mind does, magnifies the problem. We don't realize that it's simple. And that's where the mind magnifies the problem. The mind becomes uncontrolled. So there's a chart here. We'll just go through the chart to give us a solution, how to come out of this. Okay? You ready for the solution? We'll talk about solution also today. Let's ask this question to ourselves. Do I have a problem in life? In life. Again, do I have a problem in life? We should ask this question. If the answer is no, it's a flow diagram. If the answer comes from within that, no, I don't have any problem in life. I'm okay. I'm satisfied. Then the next thought should be, then why worry? Why to worry? Be happy. Be satisfied. If there's no problem in life. Suppose, and 100% the other flow, the other direction will come into our way. The answer will come from within that, yes, I have so many problems in life. Not even one. I have so many problems in life. The answer is yes from within. Then the next question should be, can I do something about it? I have problem in life? The answer is yes. The next thought should be, I should ask this question to myself, can I do something about it? Then from within, if the answer comes, no, I cannot do anything about it. Then also the conclusion should be, then why to worry? If I cannot do anything about it, then why to worry? It's okay. Depend on the Lord. Depend on whatever result comes. The factors are beyond my control. If let's say the answer is yes to the second question, that can I do something about it? Answer is yes. Yes, I can do something about it. Then also the conclusion is, why to worry? Just work on it. Work on it. If I can do something, then do that. And don't worry about it. Why are you worrying? So that's why this why worry flow diagram is a very, very nice uh, thought process which we can actually apply, we can practice in our life. Then we'll come out of this problem of magnifying, or this tendency of the mind to magnify the problem, right? When it tries to magnify, just ask these questions. We'll come out of it easily. Simple. This one short video will try to understand again the next aspect, which is I. What is I? Infinite thoughts. Okay, we'll see one video to understand that, and you'll get the clear message. Hey, what about the audio? Can you put the mic? Okay, I think, yeah, I can put the mic also.
अरे हाँ मैं कह रहा था तुम शादी कब कर रहे हो सर ये बात करनी थी आपको हाँ ये कह रहा था चलो चाय पी के आते हैं
So what was the message? Huh? Overthinking, infinite thoughts. There was nothing actually. The boss said, "Chai peene chale," or "Shadi kab kare?" But the person was thinking so much, what will happen? And the whole weekend he was not able to sleep. Probably, looks like that. He was thinking so much that what the boss will say, what the boss will say. It happens. How many of you experience this? It happens. It happens with everyone. Infinite control, uncontrolled thoughts. Infinite uncontrolled thoughts. And the mind poses so many thoughts like this. There was one more survey which was done during the COVID time in 2021. This survey was done in 2021. It got released. The report got released in 2021 because the COVID was kind of over. Lockdowns were over. So this report said that 1.53 lakhs of people, they lost their lives in COVID, not because of COVID, because of suicides, because of the depression and the anxiety which was created because of that. People were locked down. People were locked down in the rooms, and they didn't know what to do. The life suddenly got stuck. From all the 360 directions, the life got stuck, and they didn't know what to do. Somehow, from somewhere, this corona came, small virus, it disrupted everything. All the businesses went away. The restaurants shut down. Only the Swiggy, Zomato, I think Swiggy, Zomato, and Blinkit, I don't know, Blinkit was there that time. Some businesses were flourishing. Medicine industry was flourishing that time. But many of the industries got affected. Many people committed suicides. Forget about COVID, infected by COVID. Many people have done suicide because of that situation. And it is estimated, another estimation it came, that suicide in India is the third largest cause of death, especially among 15 to 29 years of age. Third largest. This is in 2021. Now it must have increased. We heard that last year in IIT Kharagpur, back to back there were 4 suicides. Back to back. In such a prestigious institute, people are dying to enter into IITs, and they're committing suicide after that. It's very pathetic. Very pathetic. So this happens when there are infinite uncontrolled thoughts. A person is not able to control it. Overthinking. The situation might not be like that. The situation might be different, but he's just thinking and overthinking, and then ending the life. There was one participant in our Festival of Enlightenment when I was taking sessions in ACS layout. So during that time, there was a participant. Then Panathur was not there at that time. No? These sessions were not there. Back in 2023, I guess. 2023 or 24, starting of 24. One day, that participant, he was attending our morning program in our center, ACS layout is called. And then he went back after attending the morning program to his PG. In his PG, he was staying with his cousin brother in the same room. They were staying together. So when he went back, he knocked the door. The door was not opening. His brother was not opening the door. And he knew the brother is inside. He called, he was not picking the call. The phone was ringing. Because he was outside, so he could hear the voice, the sound of the ringtone. But the brother was not picking. So he must have thought, okay, he's sleeping, maybe he'll knock more strongly. He knocked. He actually just knocked very strongly on the door. But he was not opening. 20 to 25 minutes, this participant was actually knocking the door and was not opening. He knew he's inside. It's locked from inside. It's not locked from outside. Then he called the caretaker that the person, my cousin is not opening the door. Something is wrong. And then what to do? I mean, so the caretaker of the PG, he fortunately the window was open from inside, the hard window, the glass window, but there was a net on the uh, on the window, so they couldn't open that. So what they did, they cut the net. They cut the net, and then there was a curtain, so they removed the curtain. And when they looked inside, the cousin was hanging from the fan. He was hanging inside the room. And I also, so we all went and we rushed. And this participant called us that, Prabhu, my cousin has committed suicide in my own room. What to do? Because he was confused. What's next? So then we all went. We all were the authorities, were the mentors. So we all went, and then we just tried to do whatever was needed at that time. And this person was completely perplexed. And I could also see for the first time a dead body hanging from the fan. For the first time I saw in my life. It was very, very horrifying. And he was saying that it was all okay in the morning when I came. It was all okay. Last night also it was all okay. Suddenly he committed suicide. So people sometimes, what is going on in the mind, we cannot imagine also. And out of nowhere people commit suicide. The mind is so strong. Infinite thoughts. The next one is, what is next one? MIN. What is N? Never in future. Never in present. Always in future and past. Always the mind is swinging, jumping from past to future and future to past. I did this. I should have not done like that. I should not have spoken to him like that. I should not have entered into this industry. I should not have entered into IT only. Why have entered in IT? I'm struggling so hard. Past, and then sometimes future. That what will happen to my family? What will happen to me? If I get laid off, what will happen to me? How will I sustain my life? How will I live life? If I get diseases, what will happen to me? If I die, I can die anytime. This is a good meditation. For a spiritualist, that I can die anytime. It's a good meditation. Not out of depression, but out of positive thought process that I can die anytime. Let me practice bhakti. Let me perfect my life as soon as possible. This is a good meditation, but some people go to depression because of that also. So never in present, always swinging between future and past, future and past. It's like a pendulum. So, how to be in the present? The question comes. What is the solution then? Let's talk about solution also. The very immediate solution which we can think about is spiritual practice. Obviously, trying our best to be in the present by our own endeavors. We can try our best, but at the same time, the spiritual practice, especially the mantra meditation, will help us to be in the present. The mind becomes stable. The mind becomes stable when we do mantra meditation. This is my personal experience. This is the experience of many, many devotees. When we do mantra meditation regularly, consistently, not even missing a single day, we experience bliss, first of all, and at the same time, peace of mind is automatic. Peace of mind is byproduct of mantra meditation. I'd not say product or result. It's a byproduct of mantra meditation. Many people are struggling for peace of mind only in this life, in their lives. Forget about happiness, bliss, joy, ecstasy. They're very, very high. Peace of mind only people don't have. So when we do mantra meditations regularly, sincerely, hearing the vibrations as clearly as possible, keeping everything aside. My office work should not be done at that time. I should forget about the whole world. Let me sit very nicely. Let me get away with all the works in life. Let me just focus on mantra meditation. With that spirit, if you do mantra meditation, if you hear the holy names, it's very powerful. Very powerful. Yesterday I was talking to one person who was asking me this question. Very, very powerful. So if you want to experience the bliss in life, or if you want to get peace of mind, anyways, we have to do mantra meditation. Mind will remain in present. And we'll get so many realizations from within. From within only we'll get realizations. From within we'll get realizations because Paramatma is sitting within the heart. He'll give us realizations. And when we get those realizations, with those realizations, we can actually tackle these problems of the mind. Infinite thoughts, magnifying the problem. We'll understand that no, it's all useless. This mind's trick. It's all mind's trick. So we're discussing how the mind tricks us. And this is one of the very, very important solutions, spiritual practice. Mantra meditation. Okay. Next is, what is B? Distractions. Not able to focus. When we are doing our office work, we are thinking about something else. When we are doing mantra meditation, we will be thinking about something else. So that will not work. And mind does that. Mind distracts us in so many ways. I was talking to one fellow last Sunday. I was talking to him, and when the ladies were passing from behind, he was looking at the ladies in front of me. I was like, come on, at least don't look at ladies when I am present in front of you. Try to focus at least. I was mesmerized. He was looking at ladies going behind. I was talking to him, and he was like, and I was looking boldly in his eyes, and he was like, oh, sorry. This is a problem, especially with the opposite gender. This is a problem with the youth boys, especially. When we try to focus, we are distracted. It's the greatest distraction. And there are so many other distractions in life, anyways, So the mind distracts us in so many different ways. There's a trick of the mind. We should understand. There's a trick of the mind. The last one, because the time is less, so we'll discuss quickly. The last one is stress and anxiety. Minds, M-I-N-D-S, minds. Stress and anxiety. The mind will always keep us in stress and anxiety. It will always create some negative situation. Even the situation may be positive, we'll try to find out something, some fault in that situation. So whenever we start staying with people, we look at faults. How many of you experience this? In the starting, when we meet new people, oh, it's so nice. We'll be humble. We'll be helping the person. Love and care will come naturally from the heart. But as soon as we start living with the person, slowly the consciousness changes. And we start looking at faults of the other person. And mind creates like this so many different faults. We start complaining in life. So many complaints, so many faults. And that's how we always remain in anxiety and depression, whatever, anxiety and distress. We forget about the positive aspects, about the person, about the situation, about my own life. We forget. So positivity we forget, we tap onto negativity. That's what the mind does. So it's a trick of the mind. In every situation, there are so many things to see positively. But we forget, we ignore all those things. There's a trick of the mind. Especially in the social media, one very nice example. In social media, in Instagram and all, many people start scrolling what they see, what the other people are doing in life. Some people make vlogs, and other people will be saying, "Oh, this person is enjoying life. He's going to Switzerland. He's going to Australia. He's going to so many places, and he's doing so many things. He's going to Leh and Ladakh for trekking here and there." And sometimes people will be just going through. What is he doing these days? What are my classmates doing? Let's see. On LinkedIn, we'll check the profiles of many people. And we'll be in anxiety by looking at others. We'll compare ourselves with others. We'll start comparing ourselves with others. And then we'll go into stress and anxiety. We'll not look at our own potential, what we have. We'll forget about that. We lose that. And then we start comparing ourselves with others, and we go into depression or distress. Distress and stress. We'll actually talk about this in one of our sessions, the attitude of comparison. The dedicated session is there for that. How we compare ourselves with others and we go down in our consciousness. We'll discuss about this. It is a mind's trick. Okay. Now we've discussed about all these. So let's summarize. What is M? Magnifies the problem. I? Infinite thoughts. N? Never in present. So always in swinging between past and future. D? Always distracted. Distractions. S? Stress and anxiety. So this is what mind does. Now, after discussing all this, I'll ask you one question. Please answer that. Is mind a friend? Is mind my friend or enemy? After analyzing, the mind does so much to me. It's tricking me in so many ways. Is mind my friend or enemy? Both. How many of you say mind is my friend? Okay. I hope that at least the okay. How many of you understand that, or you feel that mind is my enemy? Okay, two, three. Oh, you say both friend. Okay, you are in both categories. Oh, okay. I was asking about specific. Okay, others are with the both, right? Okay, so let's see what Bhagavad Gita tells. What Krishna is telling to Arjuna. So let's recite this verse from Bhagavad Gita, 6.6, sixth chapter. Okay, this is a very nice chapter where Krishna actually speaks about the mind. So let's recite this. Bandhuratmanas atmatmanastasya येनात्मैवात्मनाजितः अनात्मनस्तु शत्रुत्वे वर्तते तात्मैव शत्रुवत्. What is the meaning of Shatru? Enemy. So one word is used here, Shatru. And what is the meaning of Bandhu? Friend. So Krishna is using both the words, Bandhu and Shatru. It means, and Manaha, Krishna is using the word Atman, Atmat Manaha Tasya. Manaha. Manaha means mind. So he's talking about both the aspects, friend and enemy. So let's look at the translation. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of the friends. For whom? Who has conquered the mind, who has controlled the mind. But for one who has failed to do so, who has failed to control the mind or conquer the mind, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. It means the mind acts like both friend and enemy. When the mind acts like a friend, when the mind is controlled. And when does the mind act like an enemy? When it is uncontrolled, when it is unconquered. Okay, so both aspects are there. So it's all about controlling the mind or not. This is like this. We're always struggling with the uncontrolled mind. The uncontrolled mind is also putting the boxing gloves. It's beating us left and right, beating us left and every single day. And the best example is in the morning. How many of you put alarms in the morning? Including me. I also put. And next question, how many of you snooze the very first time? Others? You don't snooze? Sometimes. Many of the people snooze. So this is the mind's trick. This is how the mind beats. For the first time in the day, the mind defeats us. Just by when we snooze the alarm, the mind says, "So ja bache, so ja." You're tired today. You're tired. It's okay. See, if you don't take rest, you'll sleep in the office. You'll not be able to do mantra meditation nicely. You'll not be able to read Bhagavad Gita and understand the subject matter. Just sleep. If your manager sees you sleeping on the desk, many people actually were telling me that I'm sleeping in the office and the manager, he saw me. Congratulations. Many people actually feel, that they sleep, if it's a mind says you will sleep in the office. Better than that is, so mind, other things will get affected. So better than that is sleep. Take good rest. But at the night, what we were doing, we were scrolling. That time also mind is tricking us. Then we are not taking action. And when we are scrolling on the Instagram, reels and I don't know what all things. I don't have Instagram account, but I've heard there's so many reels. People start scrolling. Keep on scrolling. And on Facebook, they'll watch some stories, and WhatsApp status. Every platform has some traps, and they will be trapped. People will be trapped. They'll keep on checking the statuses, reels, and YouTube has shorts. So every platform has some traps, some pitholes, potholes, whatever, like Bangalore roads. We don't know when the water is filled on the Bangalore road. We don't know how much deep the pothole is. Sometimes people go into it completely. So like that, there are so many traps, and we are subscribing to those traps. We are subscribing to the mind's tricks. We are losing the life's purpose. This is what mind is doing. And then Arjuna is also confirming this. Not only we. Arjuna is also confirming in Bhagavad Gita. What he says, let's recite the shloka. Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramathi balavadridham tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. So Arjuna is telling to Krishna, oh Krishna, my mind is so restless, so turbulent, so obstinate. Pramathi, Balavad means Bala. Bala means very, very strong. Dridham. Dridham means very obstinate, very ziddi. If the mind says something, if mind says snooze, I snooze. I subscribe to the mind. Mind is very, very strong, Krishna. I think it's more difficult to control the mind than to control the wind. I can control the winds, oh Krishna, by my arrows and by my strength. But I cannot control the mind, Krishna. Please tell me what to do. Arjuna is telling. Who is Arjuna? He's a great warrior. He's a very, very great person. He's telling that. Who are we? Just ask this question. Who are we in front of Arjuna? If he's telling this, what about us? So mind is very, very obstinate, very stubborn, mad, crazy, restless. And it is confirmed by Arjuna. So that's why mind is tricking us, and that is our current situation. It's tricking us so many ways. And we already discussed about it, we'll skip this, that how the senses drag the mind. If the mind is not strong, the senses are like the horses. Horses are going in different directions. One horse is going in that direction, other horse is going in that direction. Whether we so if these are the states of the horses, whether the rath will move, will the rath move? The chariot will not be able to move. With all the horses are not controlled. The horses are like senses, 5 senses. The ropes is like the mind. If the rope is loose, the horses will go hither and thither. And the person who is holding the ropes is the intelligence. If the intelligence is loose, he releases the ropes. Basically, the intelligence is weak, the mind becomes weak. When the mind becomes weak, the rope becomes weak basically. The horses will not be controlled and the chariot will be uncontrolled. The whole chariot will become uncontrolled. So the soul will lose its purpose. Understood? Like that. So this is from one of the Upanishads, Katha Upanishad. So these two shlokas describe. So we have shown pictorially. The two shlokas we have depicted as this picture. Yeah, scriptures are so nice. Our scriptures are describing everything graphically. To give an example. So we are controlled by our mind. We are controlled by our mind. And that's how Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that senses are, so there's a hierarchy. First is matter, dull matter, the dead matter. Then above that comes the sense, superior than dull matter. Then comes mind, more superior than the senses. Then comes intelligence, above the mind. And finally comes the soul. So the soul should be in knowledge. It should direct the intelligence. The intelligence should direct the mind, should control the mind. The mind should control the senses. And then the senses should be controlled in such a way that they don't hover around and try to exploit different sense organs or the dull, dead matter. This is a hierarchy which Krishna is giving in Bhagavad Gita. So, how to make the intelligence stronger? By reading scriptures, by attending discourses like this. They open our eyes, they open up our intelligence. Our intelligence becomes sharp. Read scriptures, read Bhagavad Gita daily, try to implement. It will be sharpening the intelligence. Now, finally, we'll come to the last part, how to control the mind. We understood that what is the current situation? The mind is uncontrolled. The mind is controlling us. We are acting like slaves. Control the mind. This question comes naturally. So we'll again discuss 4 points. It's an acronym again. And the acronym is again mind. S is missing here. We'll quickly discuss about this. MIND. How to control the mind. How to mind our mind. Okay. First is M. M is make the intelligence strong. Then we can control the mind, because this Bhagavad Gita words which we talked about just now, it says that intelligence is superior to the mind. So when we sharpen the intelligence, make it stronger, it will direct the mind. Simple. So first point is make the intelligence strong. Then it will control the mind. It will give directions to the mind. Hey, don't eat gulab jamun, you'll get diabetes. है ना? Don't masturbate. Your bodily strength will reduce. Your mind will become weak. You will not be able to understand spiritual subject matter. Don't engage with the opposite gender. You lose your celibacy. Don't waste time. The time is precious. The intelligence will be directing the mind. So like that. How to make it stronger? As we discussed, read Bhagavad Gita every day. Apply Bhagavad Gita's principles every day in life. And attend these sessions, not without missing. Second is I, involve in positive engagement. So involving in positive engagement, we will discuss about this. N is never trust the mind. Understanding all these things, that how mind tricks us. So we understand that mind is tricking us every moment. So let's not trust the mind. Give up the trust on the mind. Take control in your own hands. Take charge in your own hands. Whenever mind says something, reject it. Because mind might be tricking. So reject it. First, using the intelligence, try to analyze. And then take decision. Because we have discussed the mind tricks us. Natural disposition, natural tendency of the mind is to trick us. So never trust the mind. And finally, D is delete previous impressions. How to do that, we'll discuss. So make the intelligence stronger, we have discussed. Read scriptures, attend the sessions, involve in positive engagements. So we should try to engage ourselves in so many services. Like now, Janmashtami is coming. 4th of September, we have Janmashtami. So we should try our best to engage ourselves in services which please the Lord. We should engage ourselves in spiritual practices. So positive engagement, mantra meditation and reading, attending the sessions, trying to do some services like that. So engage in involve in positive engagements. N is never trust the mind, because we know that mind is tricking us every moment. So whenever the mind says something, reject immediately. We can practice this actually. I was practicing one thing, and it was very nice. That whenever I was in the office or whenever I'm doing something, let's say my mantra meditation, or I'm reading Bhagavad Gita, or let's say I'm doing my office work. So sometimes what happens naturally, especially in my office, I've seen, I've given a run, let's say one tool, I've given a run on a tool, and that it will take 10 minutes to complete. And during those 10 minutes, I have nothing to do. So automatically the hand goes on the mobile, to the phone. Unconsciously, the hand picks up the phone, it unlocks. After unlocking, it opens WhatsApp and it checks the messages automatically, unconsciously. Then suddenly I realized, is it important now to check the messages? Is it important for me to do this activity, to open the WhatsApp? So I asked this question actually. I'm practicing this currently. Then immediately answer came, no, it's not very important. There's nothing pressing. So why unconsciously I'm picking up the mobile? It has become a habit. So immediately I kept the mobile. So like that, we should never trust the mind, because mind always tricks us. We should immediately reject the proposal of the mind. We should practice this consciously, and then try to analyze. Okay, is it too important? If let's say mind is giving us a proposal, is it too important? Try to analyze. If the intelligence says yes, after analysis, yeah, it's important, then do that. Other very, very important. So never trust the mind. And delete the previous impressions. D. How to delete the previous impression? Now it is not in our hands. Little bit is in our hands by not engaging in bad activities, because they create bad impressions. Another positive thing which we can do is by practicing spirituality. Again, mantra meditation comes here very handy, very, very practical. When we do mantra meditation, what happens? It goes deeper. When we hear the vibrations, it goes deeper in our consciousness, and it cleanses the consciousness. It actually cleanses the previous impressions which we have already stored in our consciousness, deep within our consciousness. It cleanses, does the cleaning work. And there's one shloka in Shiksha Ashtakam. There are 8 verses. Out of that, the first verse is Marjanam Bhavamahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreyah Kairavachandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam. It says Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Marjan means cleaning, grooming. Cheto means Chetana. Chetana means consciousness. So what happens when we hear the holy names, when we Cheto Darpana Marjanam, cleaning happens, consciousness gets cleansed. That's why we experience bliss. That's why we attain peace of mind automatically, because the previous impressions get cleansed off. So, by doing mantra meditation, just by doing mantra meditation sincerely every single day, consistently, by hearing very clearly, we delete our previous impressions. Very, very important. Then then we can fill our mind with the positive impressions, and that's how things will be all right. So, we have discussed the solution part also today. What is that? Let's revise. M is okay. Let's first revise. This is the last part, and we'll revise and end. We'll revise the problems or how the mind tricks us. Okay, so what was that? What was the acronym for that? Minds, MINDS. What was M? The mind magnifies the problem. I? Infinite thoughts, infinite uncontrolled thoughts, which I have not noted here. N? Never in present, always swinging between past and future. D? Distraction, always distracted. S? Always it remains in stress and anxiety. It never takes things positively. Ignores the positives and sees the faults and gets into stress. Then we discussed how to control the mind. Again, there was an acronym. What was that? Mind. What was M? Magnify intelligence. Make the intelligence strong. How to do that? No, we discussed specific. Reading scriptures. Reading scriptures. When we read scriptures, when we read Bhagavad Gita, for us it's Bhagavad Gita. When we read Bhagavad Gita every day, try to implement the principles, the intelligence becomes strong. We get the tendency to choose between right and wrong, and automatically we can control the mind. We can direct the mind. Then I is involved in positive engagement. So we should engage in positive practices like mantra meditation, reading scriptures, doing services like in Janmashtami. Now Janmashtami is coming on 4th of September. We'll be celebrating Grand Janmashtami here behind. We have 2 grounds. Huge pandal will be set up. So 4th of September, it's Friday. So you all should do some services there on that day to please the Lord. Positive engagement. And actually, when the Lord is pleased, then automatically He gives us higher realizations from within. And with that, we can control the mind. Okay. N is never trust the mind, because mind tricks us. We have seen so many ways that how mind tricks us. Never trust the mind. Whenever mind poses or gives some proposal, immediately reject the proposal. Immediately reject the proposal. Then what should we do? Apply the intelligence, analyze the situation. Should I take this action or not? If the intelligence says, obviously, intelligence should be sharp. And if intelligence says yes, now it is important to do this activity, yeah, let's do it. Otherwise, reject that proposal completely. At the first step, only reject the proposal. First, apply the intelligence and then take decision. Don't directly subscribe to the mind's proposals. So never trust the mind. It may be a trick. D is delete previous impressions. How to do that? By mantra meditation. So very, very important. Okay, so we'll stop here. Any questions? So these are the 3 quick practices for quick spiritual advancement. Everyday mantra meditation. That's what we discussed today also as a solution. At least we should start with 1 round chant, 1 round every day. If not, then 2 rounds. If already we are chanting, we should increase it slowly, slowly. Always read Bhagavad Gita. Every single day we should read Bhagavad Gita. So Shloka a day, there's an app, as you already know. So we should utilize that. Watch 1 video of Shloka a day and then read the text. Take out 1 point and apply in your life. And finally, never miss this Saturday session. See, when we come to the sessions, even though I have taken a little longer today, a little long, So please forgive me for that. Your legs may be paining, but it's worth discussing, right? I'll keep it short from the next time. But what to do? Subject matter is so elaborate, so I had to cut short many things today. So yeah, so never miss this Saturday session. They're eye-opening. They're very fundamental. They open up our intelligence. They open up our hearts and minds. So they give us direction in life. So please don't miss this. And they boost us for the rest of the days. Any questions? We can distribute the beats. Then you can all stand up. Maybe parallelly we'll take questions. Any questions? How many of you have questions? Raise your hands. Everything is clear? For one question. Any other question? Okay, you can ask your question, please. Yeah, parallelly we can distribute the beats.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Would you tell whatever dream we see, that is just our mind, like what is a photo or video,
Editor.
manifest-
Yeah.
manifest editor.
Yes.
But sometimes it's happened we saw something in dream. Later on, it's like we saw something like which is going to happen in future. Sometimes we realize that. How's that?
It may happen. It may happen. Yes. It may happen that sometimes we may get thoughts. We may get some revelations also, which may happen in the future, which may come true. That is also possible. That is also possible. So today we were discussing mostly about the impressions part, right? And those are some higher aspects, more higher aspects that we'll discuss maybe later. But today what we were focusing on is already the impressions which we have. The mind utilizes those impressions and creates something out of it, and presents to us, and then we take it so seriously. You know, sometimes the dog is chasing in the dream, and you take it so seriously. The dog is going to bite me. Come on, run fast, run fast. And actually, when you wake up, oh, there's no law. Oh, thank God. We thank the Lord that okay, so it was just a dream. So it happens sometimes. I keep seeing many dreams. Nowadays, it's not happening, but I used to see some dreams related to war. I don't know what. So many, I'm going and I'm protecting the people, and then some terrorists are coming and then they are shooting at people, and then so many things, and people are running away. I used to see these kinds of dreams earlier. Now, by the mercy of the Lord, it's not coming. So, like that, the mind just keeps taking impressions, and based on that, it just poses so many things. And I used to get terrified because of that. And then, when I used to wake up, then I used to remember it was all a dream. It was so serious. So that's what the mind does. So, yeah, and there's some more higher aspects to the mind, to mind intelligence, which we will discuss in future sessions. Mind is very powerful. We should utilize it very nicely. We should control it. Okay, we'll go for mantra meditation. It's 7:30. So you all can sit down if you feel comfortable. So this is the time for mantra meditation. As we discussed, that it's very powerful. So let's try our best to chant clearly together in sync, and then we'll try our best to hear the mantra. Okay. So let's close our eyes. So let's get ready for this activity of mantra meditation. Only two things we have to do. We just have to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra clearly. And the second thing is we have to hear our own vibrations. So chant and hear, chant and hear. That's what mantra meditation is all about. No need to think anything, no need to imagine anything. There's no need of imagination. So mantra meditation works on the principle of hearing the vibrations. That's it. And that will do the job. Whenever the mind tricks us, so we should always, at that time, we should remind ourselves this is just a trick of the mind. Mind is trying to distract me. The mind is trying to take me away from mantra meditation under the influence of the material energy. So immediately we should bring back our mind and try to focus again. Naturally, because our mind is not controlled as of now, many times we'll be deviated, we'll be distracted throughout this activity, but try to bring back the mind smoothly, and again try to focus on hearing the vibrations, chanting and hearing. That's it. So we'll start our mantra meditation. We'll start with the invocation prayer. So you all can repeat after me. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
Prabhu Nityananda
प्रभु नित्यानंद
Shri Advaita Gadadhar
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर
Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda.
श्रीवासादि गौरवंद
So this is to invoke the blessings of the Lord and the Acharyas. So we'll begin our mantra meditation now. We'll begin our chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So let's chant in sync together with the same pace. Let's try our best to hear. So we'll begin now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Please slow down. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Please stop chanting. We have completed 50% of this one round of mantra meditation. So only 50% is remaining now. If somebody feels that, oh, I was not able to focus, my mind was really reeling here and there, taking me to so many different places. So this is the last chance, last 50% portion of chanting we'll be doing now. So last chance for today. Let's try our best. Let's try to focus on each and every mantra. Let's be in the present. When we are chanting on the current mantra, let's not think about the next mantra or how many are remaining. No. Let's try to focus on the current mantra itself. Let's try to hear that as clearly as possible. And then when we move on to the next week, yeah, let's focus on that mantra then. Like that. Let's try our best to hear, to focus on each and every word of the mantra and hear it clearly. Okay, so we'll begin again. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Inspire rest. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Last few beats. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Please slow down. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Let's stop chanting gently. We have completed 108 times the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is technically called one round of mantra meditation. So congratulations. If at all one feels that I was not even able to even hear one single mantra, then there's a last chance for today. We'll be chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra again, last 3 times for this evening. So let's try our best, at least for the last 3 times. If at all one feels that I was not able to focus and hear, let's try our best that at least these last 3 times we'll be able to hear the mantra. Okay? Let's begin. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's chant the same Mahamantra again 3 times, but without opening the mouth. We'll be chanting within the mind.